Hello, good morning, happy Thursday. Let's take a sip of coffee together and get this day started. Oh, so good. Today is a day in my life vlog, and I have a hefty list of things to do today. So hopefully this turns into kind of a productive day in my life vlog. Today is Thursday. My husband went into the office today, which means I have free reign to chit chat up a storm and do all of that jazz without worrying about hindering him, which is always just a lovely, lovely thing. My hope, my prayer is hopefully, even though he's permanently work from home in the current job that he has, my hope is that he starts to go to the office maybe one day a week, just as a change of scenery for him, but it also gives me that day a week to be able to be like, oh, this is my filming day and my get all the noise done and whatever day. I don't know if it's gonna work out that way. I know that he's planning on going to the office today and he's planning on going to the office same day next week, which is awesome. So we'll see what happens. Today though, we've got a lot to do. I'm actually dressed already. I'm usually either in my pajamas or in workout clothes until, I don't know, 11 o'clock or noon. And it is 9 o'clock on the nose actually. And I am actually going to be headed to Trader Joe's because unlike places like Costco and Sam's Club that don't open until 10, Trader Joe's opens at 8 o'clock in the morning. If I didn't wake up and fall back asleep, I woke up with my husband's alarm at 5:30 this morning, fell back asleep. I could have just gotten up. I should have just gotten up, but that's okay. I got myself like 8.5 hours of sleep last night. I'm feeling really, really good. And so I wanted to get up and go to Trader Joe's before the giant mass of humanity goes to Trader Joe's, because I feel like there's never really a good time to go to Trader Joe's. And Trader Joe's is not, it's just far enough away where it's inconvenient to go to. I have 2 locations near me. Both of them are just a hair inconvenient. Like if they were 10 minutes away, it'd be great, but they're like 22 minutes away and it's just not, it's not convenient, but it's fine. So what I wanna do is I wanna meal plan because if I'm going to a grocery store today, I don't wanna have to go again tomorrow. So if I come up with a plan for the weekend, maybe Monday, then I can at the very least kind of grab the odds and ends that I need at Trader Joe's. I'm going specifically for one reason. I saw on TikTok that I follow this one chick called Talia on TikTok, and she works at Trader Joe's, and so she shares new and returning items from Trader Joe's, and the dill pickle seasoning, according to Talia, has returned. And so I made the mistake last season of only buying 2. This year, I'm going and I'm gonna buy probably 5 if they're there. Yes, I'm that person, but I freaking love the dill pickle seasoning, and I haven't been willing to commit to an online version yet. There's some sold on Amazon, but while I buy a lot of things on Amazon, sometimes like foodstuffs, especially like spices, especially by small companies that I've never heard of, like I don't necessarily, am I gonna throw away a whole bunch of money by doing this? I don't know. But I trust the Trader Joe's seasoning. So I'm really hoping that they have it in stock in my Trader Joe's. Really hoping. So I'm going to go there and then I'm going to pick up some odds and ends and things that I might need for groceries for the next couple of days to make some more food, do a produce refresh, things of that nature. And then what else do we have to do today? I have to do a tidy of the house. Things are feeling a little bit cluttered, especially in my office. So I wanna do a general home tidy. I dusted yesterday. I wanna run the vacuum cleaner, and then I wanna spend a little bit of time in here just kind of putting odds and ends away and freeing up that white space and getting rid of that clutter so I feel like I can work more efficiently and with mental clarity, because then I need to sit down and I need to do a content brainstorm. Sidebar, if you have any content ideas for me, leave them in the comments down below. I love hearing what you, my audience, wants to see from me. It makes content planning and content brainstorming so much easier when I know exactly what you guys are looking for. So if you have anything specific that you want to see out of me, please leave it in the comments section down below. But I have to sit down and do some content brainstorming by myself. I have to do some coursework for some courses that I'm signed up in, and because I have, all the time in the world today, in theory, like it's obviously part of my productive day, but I don't have any commitments until later. And so I have time to do that. I may or may not even film an extra something outside of this vlog, who the heck knows? Oh, the coffee is just so good. For those of you that are wondering, I'm still drinking my peppermint mocha nut pods and will be drinking them until middle of the summer because that's when I run out. They're just so good and so refreshing and I love it. Tonight I have a coaching call and then back-to-back calls. I have my Patreon monthly chit chat where me and my Patreon members get together, sit down and we talk about whatever the heck comes up and it's a great time. It's on Zoom. It's a little social hour. So I have back-to-back calls tonight and somewhere in between there, I am fueling my body well with high fiber and delicious foods and we are going to test drive a new Ninja Creamy recipe to me. I made a high protein Ninja Creamy thing out of milk and protein powder and pudding mix. And we're gonna see how it turns out with the protein powder. I have been loving my Ninja Creamy. Loving my Ninja Creamy. I've been using the Fairlife chocolate milk in it. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But for now, I am going to hustle up and get going and head over to Trader Joe's before the crowd does. All right, I want to share with you my affectionately called Zen Basil Seed Goo. This is what I have been having. I actually just started making this combination yesterday, but I have been drinking, and you saw this in my last vlog, rehydrated basil seeds. They're kind of like chia seeds on steroids. They are full of good healthy fats and fiber and protein. Like every carb in here is a fibrous carb. So they're really, really good. They got antioxidants, they got all sorts of things. You can buy them on Amazon. I'll link them down below. But I thought I would show you what I've been doing to add just a little bit more excitement to drinking the basil seed goo. So one serving, I will typically do 15 grams, which is 1 tablespoon, but on days I want to make sure that I get the really extra boost, I'll do the full serving size of 30 grams. And it's like 130 calories, which is fine. And so I put them in there. And then I have been loving, you might have remember seeing this in a favorites video. This is Kula pre and probiotic drink mix. It's powdered kombucha. Y'all, I have loved this brand for so long. I am an affiliate of this brand. And so if you use my code Diva in the Divine, you get 20% off, which is a freaking awesome deal. But this also has, I think, 3 grams of fiber in it. 3 grams of fiber? Does that sound right? On the box it says. Why doesn't it say on here? Well, that's silly. There is like 3 grams of fiber in this, 2 or 3, so I'm gonna pour that in there as well. And then we add water. I'm just gonna pour straight from my water bottle here and let it rehydrate. And the kombucha is gonna fizz up and the seeds are gonna rehydrate and get jelly and gooey. And it's kind of like drinking mini boba teas. So now that that's brewing, I can let that sit for a while, and this is something that I've been sipping on throughout the day, and I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. And actually, let me be clear, when I say almost half of my day, I have increased the amount of fiber that I have been eating. The FDA recommends that our maximum consumption, like our goal is 25 grams of fiber. And y'all, I have increased it to a minimum of 35 grams of fiber, and it has been game changing for my satiety, for my ability to stick to my plan, for my ability and desire to have, to eat healthier foods, have less sugar cravings, all of the things have changed when I have upped my fiber game, which is why I am consuming this beverage that has half of my day's worth of fiber just about in it. And so that's why you're gonna see a lot of like higher fiber things today. And I don't mean like necessarily fiber fortified things. Yes, my egg fold over, which I'm about to make, and you saw it in my last vlog, also has a whole bunch of fiber in it because it has one of those ole wrapped tortillas. But I get a lot of my fiber from beans, chickpeas, grains, oats, and of course, fruits and vegetables. So we get fiber from all sorts of sources around here. My Healthy Eating on the Go bars also have a significant amount of fiber in them. So I've been eating a high fiber diet and I have been loving it. All right, here is my breakfast. As I mentioned, this is an Ole high fiber wrap, 2 eggs. It's like, I didn't measure the egg whites. I emptied the container. It's probably like 1.5 servings of egg whites instead of 2, but it's fine. I didn't want to open a new container just for the sake of like 1 tablespoon of egg whites. 3 pieces of Canadian bacon, and the cheese is a Velveeta cheese slice that gets all melty and delicious. And then here is, like I said, high fiber means a lot of fruit and a lot of vegetables. So I'm finishing off our questionable looking strawberries. They've been really, really good. I bought them at Sam's Club, but they're kind of on their last leg. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to empty it out. It's 185 grams of strawberries. And so this is my breakfast. Between this and my beverage, no joke, I stay full for hours. So let's see how long it takes. It is 9:41 right now. No joke, I need someone to come over here and give me a gold star because this is by far my smallest Trader Joe's haul to date. Seriously, so small and really only essential items. I got myself some organic zucchini. I did get some bread cheese because, first of all, this is very, very good. If you have not tried it, you heat it up. Spreading it on some fresh out of the oven sourdough is hands down the way to enjoy this bread cheese. It's so good. So because I have wild grain loaves sitting in my freezer, I figured I'd buy this to encourage me to make the wild grain loaf, and my husband will participate in the bread if I have this bread cheese. I got some organic half and half for my non-peppermint flavored coffees. Specifically, I have a gingerbread coffee and I have a pumpkin spice coffee. I found like one random pumpkin spice pod, but I can't use them with peppermint creamer. So I grabbed some organic half and half. And then I grabbed my salad components, right? So I just put all of this. This is Christopher's Crunch and Ready Set Salad. And then I need to go to Target and get 1 bag of like shredded romaine. Mix all of that up together and you have the basis of a really high fiber, delicious salad kit full of nutrients and awesomeness. Then I got some vanilla meringue cookies, primarily because they are, you know, fat-free, just some carbs, just sugar. Yes, they're straight sugar, but they're low-cal. They're really great. They're delicious, and they're something that I can share at Bible study on Monday when we are hosting. The whole reason I went to Trader Joe's is the seasoning in a pickle. The dill pickle seasoning is back. Did I purchase, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them? Yes, I did. Do I feel bad about the fact that I purchased 6 of them? No, I do not. Because last year, I actually purchased 2. I behaved myself and I was like, oh, this is a great idea. Let's buy 2. And then when I'm out, I will go ahead and I will buy more. Joke's on me. I didn't know that it was a seasonal product. So by the time I went back to Trader Joe's, because I don't go to Trader Joe's nearly as often in Minnesota as I used to when I lived in Illinois. And they were gone. Gone for the year. Brutal. Brutally bad. So I know better this time and I bought a bunch. So hopefully I go back to Trader Joe's before they're gone for the season and I can pick up a couple more, but in case they're not, I have 6 of them. So if I can spread this out, my husband also uses it. He uses it to season his popcorn now. So if I can spread these out and use 1 jar over a span of 2 months, I can make it last the entire year. My last purchase, and this does have a purpose. It's not just let me buy some chocolate. I got the mini milk chocolate peanut butter cups because y'all, say it with me, Ninja Creamy Mix-In. Heck yes, I'm so excited. I've been watching content of people putting, you know, Reese's, like mini Reese's peanut butter cups, and I was like, how brilliant is it to get even the smaller ones and throw those in? So we're going to do that. I have my protein Ninja Creamy sitting out to thaw, and I'm going to make that as an afternoon sweet treat because, let's chit chat about this for a second. We're going to sit down. We're going to sit down and chat about this for a second. And what's up? Come here. No? Okay. So, one of my toxic traits, if you will, is that when I am out and about and unsupervised, I often try to justify the purchase of some sort of high-calorie sweet treat, a trip to Crumble Cookies, a cupcake from the local bakery, Whole Foods, whatever. And I tried to do it again this trip. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy myself a treat. You know, it's a treat day. Why the heck not? I can make room for it in my calorie budget, whatever, it's fine. And I went different places with the intention of picking up this treat. I had a plan. I'm like, I'll go to Crumble Cookies. The selection sounds pretty good. And there's like 2 or 3 different ones that I'd be willing to try. So I can go and pick up a crumble cookie. Then I was like, or I could go to Whole Foods and see what kind of stuff is at their bakery. So I ended up, my journey out, it is 1:04 now. And I left at what? 10:30, 11 probably. So I've been out for about 2 hours. I went to Hobby Lobby because I'm trying to, I have permission to add some decor to our guest bath, our powder room downstairs, because there's nothing in it. It's mismatched towels and absolutely zero decor. And now that we're like starting to have people over and host things, my husband's like, we should probably put some things in that bathroom to make it look friendlier and cozier. So I went to Hobby Lobby just to browse around, to get some ideas, take some pictures of things to be able to show my husband, and we can decide on something together, or at least a concept together. So I went to Hobby Lobby. Then I went to Trader Joe's, and I was gonna pick up like a Kringle or something at Trader Joe's. There were no Kringles. That was actually what I wanted to purchase to share Bible study on Monday, but there was no Kringles. So it's okay. So, and I ended up not like overly browsing there for like treats and sweets and whatever. I knew I wanted to get the chocolate peanut butter cups. I knew I wanted to get the basil seasoning, or the pickle seasoning, and a couple of things for vegetables and produce. I knew I wanted to get those things. So the only improvised thing in my cart was the bread cheese. That was the only improvised thing. Then I was like, let's go get into trouble over at Whole Foods, because Whole Foods was right down the street. So I went over to Whole Foods, forgetting that there was a Home Goods over there, because my justification to get, this is how my brain works, my justification to get over to Crumble and have a cookie was, oh, I should go to Home Goods to browse there for bathroom stuff as well. Conveniently, over by Whole Foods, I completely forgot there was a Home Goods in the same parking lot. So I went to that Home Goods, walked around, found nothing that I wanted. I was like, fine. Went to Whole Foods with the intention of purchasing said sweet, sinful-ish, would still fit, not really sinful, but like, so let me be clear. The issue here is not that I want to have the sweet treat. I'm allowed to have the sweet treats when I want them. The issue is, this is a toxic habit that I have of every time I'm sent out unsupervised. And like, what I mean unsupervised is like, my husband's not here. He'll never know. I can have whatever I want and he'll be none the wiser. It's a toxic trait that I should not have. This is the issue, not the fact that I wanted a cookie. If I wanted a freaking cookie and there was a healthy mindset behind it, I'd go have the freaking cookie, right? So that's the issue here. So then I went to Whole Foods with the purpose of purchasing said treat. And I walked the entire store. I walked the chocolate section. I walked the bakery section. I walked all of it. And nothing. I looked at the cupcakes, and there were mini cupcakes. And I'm like, I could get 2 mini cupcakes. That wouldn't even be as bad. I walked out with nothing. I was like, you know what? No. You know what? No. And then I left Whole Foods, and I was like, well, I could still go to Crumble Cookies. And then I was like, Brianna, what are you doing? Go home, and if you want a sweet treat, have something that's in the house that's already there, that's easy to track. And so I decided that instead of having my protein ice cream after all my calls tonight, I'm just gonna make it as an afternoon treat. I'm gonna throw a serving of the mini peanut butter cups in there, and I'm gonna call it a day. Problem solved. Breaking myself of this toxic trait is super, super important. And again, it's not the food choice in and of itself, it's the mindset behind the food choice. That is the thing that needs to change. So I'm really, really proud of myself for all of the choices that I have made on this little trip out and about. Here is my lunch. This is my final serving of the Skinny-ish Dishes dill pickle chicken salad. And I mixed that in with some cucumbers. And then, so this ends up being a serving and a half of the dill pickle chicken salad, cucumbers, 125 grams cucumbers, and of course, to add more pickly delicious goodness, I sprinkled some of this on top. So that's my lunch before my protein dessert that is thawing currently. All right, we're doing the thing. Why does my little guy look like a trypophobic's worst nightmare? You know, the people that are afraid of like the little dots. Because I froze it uncovered, and this is all the bubbles releasing the gas. But I have been getting like these giant lumps in the middle of mine, and I heard somewhere that if you freeze it uncovered, you get less of a lump, and that appears to be the case. It's not perfectly flat, but this is the closest I've ever gotten. Now, my husband and I were debating whether he thinks it's just because I put less product in here. So instead of filling it up, I filled it, to here. It's only 1 cup of milk. And so what's in this is 1 cup of regular old Fairlife chocolate milk, 1 serving of brownie batter, Clean Simple Eats protein powder, and 1 tablespoon of sugar-free chocolate pudding. That's what's in here. And so I'm going to do an experiment and fill up 2 containers with the same amount of liquid, and then freeze one with the lid off, freeze one with the lid on, and see what happens. But I'm convinced it's because I haven't been freezing them with the lid. So once they're mostly frozen, then I put the lid on them. Anyway, let's fire this bad boy up and see how the protein tastes. Okay. Let's see how she looks after spin number 1 here. Oh, that's actually really melty. Oh, look at that. That consistency. Oh my gosh. Y'all. She good. She's a little, well, I'll get into it in a minute. This does not need a respin, so I'm going to go ahead and dump in my serving of peanut butter cups. And then we're going to put the lid back on and put it in for mixing. Look at this. It is the perfect consistency. Oh my. I'm so impressed. All right, let's do an official taste test. The lighting is terrible, but we're going with it. I'm gonna pick up. Oh dang, that's awesome. Okay, so when I tried the peanut butter cup edition, beautiful. When I taste tested after the one and only regular spin, I tasted, and I still kind of do, it's not as bad now, the monk fruit, I think. I'll have to go back and look at what is in the Clean Simple Eats protein powder. I purchased a couple of single packs from my local Scheels, like sporting goods, outdoor goods store. Because it's a brand I've always wanted to try, but I just haven't been willing to pay for a whole bag of it. And so I haven't bought it. And it is sweetened with, I thought, one of the sweeteners that I don't like. And I can't remember which one. So 2 things. After I eat this, because I get to eat the whole thing, I'm so excited. So let me tell you the caloric and protein breakdown. I did add a full serving of those peanut butter cups to it. So with the entire serving of peanut butter cups in there, which is 160 calories in and of itself, the whole container of ice cream is 440 calories, which, yeah, that's a little bit, but it is 35 grams of protein. So the option to remove the peanut butter cups is there, and you're down 160 calories. So you're in the 200 range, 280 calories instead, which is the amount for a pint of Halo Top, right? But a lot more protein than Halo Top. So I'm gonna eat this. We're gonna see how my tummy does. We're gonna see how my taste buds do, and I will report back later. It is 3:24, and we have now entered the part of my day where I have done some of my coursework. I have had lunch. I've had my protein ice cream, which was bomb, by the way. It was so good. After I added the peanut butter cups, the sweeteners didn't bother me as much anymore. The sweeteners that are in the Clean Simple Eats, the primary one is actually xylitol, and they put in parentheses like birch tree or something like that. I think trying to imply that it's a natural version of xylitol. And I don't remember, I thought xylitol was a sugar alcohol. So I don't exactly know. But there's also a little bit of monk fruit in it, and there's stevia in it as well. So those are 3 sweeteners, all of which kind of give me the, I don't know. But here's the thing that I remember, because I've tried this protein powder once before, and I was skeptical because of the sweeteners that were in it. This protein powder specifically also has some sort of digestive enzyme blend in it. And I don't know if it was on purpose or what, but because I'm assuming it's either a low enough amount of the sweeteners where it doesn't bother my tummy, or the digestive enzymes that are in the protein powder actually help mitigate the negative effects of the sweeteners that are in the protein powder. So I'm holding out hope. I ate it about an hour or so ago, and I'm not feeling anything wonky yet, so good news, right? What's really good about this protein powder is the flavor. I tasted brownie batter in this protein ice cream. It was so good, and it made me go, I really want to try other flavors. Of course, I've got like 6 different protein powders in this house, so I need to use those up first before I go and binge this Clean Simple Eats protein powder. Thankfully, it is available at a store locally to me, which is really, really great because I can go and pick up sample packs whenever I want to try something. So I might end up doing that this weekend, maybe. Get a couple more. But I have to use up some PE Science protein powder, so we have to see how that does in the protein ice cream thing. But the formula I used was regular milk. I have not tried almond milk in the creamy yet. I have not. I've only been using Fairlife milk, chocolate milk specifically. I haven't even tried the fat-free Fairlife milk yet. I don't know how fat-free milk is going to go, but I'm slowly but surely just, trying things out. My favorite thing so far has been the just plain chocolate Fairlife milk and chocolate pudding mix, and it is stellar. My husband and I have been sharing a pint whenever I make it. Like I said, I just started using the mix-in, so we have like Ben & Jerry's cookie dough that I've been throwing in there, or a couple Oreo cookies that I'll throw in there, and it works great. It works really great. And I'll go more in depth and I'll start showing my Ninja Creamy creations as we go forward in What I Eat in a Day vlogs. So if you like them, hit that subscribe button because it's summertime. So it's going to be appearing almost every time I do a What I Eat in a Day vlog. But for now, today was my first actually using protein powder in there, and I loved it. Loved it. 10 out of 10, would recommend and will make again. Now it's cleaning time. What, pray tell, needs to be cleaned? Oh, I don't know. This chaos. There's just chaos everywhere. And then this is giving me anxiety. This clutter right here. And this is a section of my office I really don't know what to do with because there's a lot of stuff here that I can't exactly get rid of, but I have no other place for. From this angle, everything looks perfect. Which I love. So I just have to I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to spend a little bit of time taking care of that, but mostly taking care of this business right here, this desk and this. We're going to get that done, and then we're going to go downstairs and do a little bit. And so hopefully I'll be cleaning for about an hour. And just like that, I feel so much better. Look at that. It's just, I can breathe again, y'all. I can breathe again. Got that over there. That corner is never going to be perfect. But it is what it is. Oh, so much better. Little doggy included. Hello. What are you doing? You want to go downstairs? You want to go downstairs? Okay, let's go. I'm coming. All right, your girl is officially on a time crunch because I stopped and I had a snack and I got distracted by social media, as one does. So this is what I'm tackling next. I have 45 minutes until my first call. So I'm going to knock this out. The puzzle is obviously something I can't do anything about except complete it. Got some chaos here. Got a sad looking doggo here. Just need to straighten a couple things up, right? Let's go. All right, here's where we're at. I have unloaded and reloaded the dishwasher. I have hand washed some dishes, put the dishes that were over there away, set up the coffee maker for tomorrow, gotten this cabinet all completely cleaned out, and this pretty much cleared off, which is great. Still got a couple things on the table, still have that to deal with and that to deal with, and I did kind of reset it's hard to make the living room look put together, especially since we give Gracie her own blanket that just kind of is like the one too many objects is really the blanket. But we make it work. Don't we, Miss Gracie? We sure do. And now I have a whole 4 minutes to get upstairs and get myself in front of Zoom, which is totally fine. That's easy peasy. It just baffles my mind. I wanted to ask you for a second. You saw kind of the clutter. I had to, thank you. She's rubbing on me like a cat. I had to unload, like I said, the list. Unload and reload the dishwasher, hand wash a couple things, put away all the clean stuff, and clean off the countertop. I feel like that should have taken me less time. And I talked about this in my live stream that I did just last night about like the whole like balance of work and life and how work-life balance doesn't exist. But one of the things I said is that it literally takes me what feels like twice as long to do anything than it would take the normal person. I'm just curious, how long would that task do you think have taken you? It took me, it is 5:57, and so I started at whatever time I said I started, and I was going the entire time except I ran to the restroom. That was like the only thing, and that took what, 3 minutes? And, you know, refilled my water, whatever. But like I was moving and going that whole, what, 45 minutes? I don't know. It's just something that I think about a lot, is my pace and how general life expectations, I think, might function under the assumption that you have a certain pace, and I don't know that I have that pace. Just something that's been on my mind. I gotta go upstairs. I got a coaching call. I got a Patreon Zoom chat to do, and then I will be back later. Am I the worst vlogger ever? Yes, I am. After my 2 hours of phone calls, I completely forgot to pick back up the camera and share the rest of my evening with you. So let me give you a little bit of a recap. I went downstairs and I ate food. I didn't have dinner before my calls. I just wasn't hungry. It's that high fiber diet, I'm telling you. So what I ended up doing was kind of just like a hodgepodge of what was ready. I didn't want to cook. It was after 8 o'clock. So I was just like, oh, what's in the fridge? So I ate some cooked, but from frozen, thawed from frozen shrimp that I had thawed out for salads and such. So I had like 2 or 3 ounces of that. I had a couple of leftover like mini Little Potato Company potatoes. And then I had just a little bit of dessert, and everything worked out. Everything was in my macros. It was a great day nutritionally. I felt really good about it. And that was the rest of my day. My husband came home from work. Gracie lost her mind. We got ready for bed and went to sleep. So that was the productive day in my life. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, as it helps me out. And if you want to see more content like this, then hit that little subscribe button and join the Diva and the Divine community. We'd love to have you. Thanks for watching, and until next time, my friends, take care. Bye.